Tissier this evening.
Yeah, and it's it's a Thursday, so I hope he's had his pastry. All right.
More on that later on.
Oh. Well, we've been asking how he's been coping in Guernsey's new lockdown.
Because we've done it before, it feels less weird, like working from home again. It's not like obviously it's the same as the first time, but because we've done it again, it feels okay. I get the feeling that everyone's pretty optimistic about it, and that we'll go into lockdown hard like we have done, and then we'll come out of it and be free again. I think once we get rid of it, then we can just go back to the way we were.
So for you, obviously, being a music producer and stuff, I remember you were saying that you were setting up your studio at home. I bet you're glad that you did that now that everything's sort of staying at home.
Yeah, it's really nice. Basically, just go into the back garden, and I'm actually during the day in the studio, going in, having dinner, chilling out for a bit, and then going back into the studio, but working on music. So I'm like living in here like 12 hours a day at the moment, I think.
Yeah, because you have a job as well as the music as well, so you're kind of able to do everything from your one little studio at the end of the garden.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Just swap out the laptops. Basically the work laptop and then the music laptop.
And for you as a producer, obviously you collaborate with lots of other people, which we'll get onto in a second, but as a sort of EDM producer, I guess the whole working from home and being on your own suits you much better than if you were in some sort of other situation, if you were in a band or something like that. Is it for you, are you able to work on your music quite easily in a lockdown situation?
Yeah, in fact, to be honest, it's almost better because I think there's less distractions. Because there isn't the opportunity to, go and have a few drinks with friends or go to a restaurant or whatever. So yeah, there's kind of, especially if you're not watching something decent on Netflix or Amazon or something, then yeah, there's nothing else to do but make music.
Yeah.
So.
Is music going to be the thing that really sort of gets you through and keeps you occupied, do you think? Or are you planning on taking up another sort of skill or learning something else during the time? Or are you actually just going to focus on your craft, on music?
To be honest, I'm trying to get really far ahead in terms of release schedule, so that way I can have some time off in the summer. Because last year, I think I was sort of constantly trying to catch up and constantly trying to get a couple of releases ahead, so that way I could have a week off and not like feel bad about it. So I'm just using the time to basically get as many months as I can ahead, so that way when it comes to like July or August and it's nice weather, I can leave the studio for a week and think, okay, I'm well ahead. I can do this. Yeah,
because last year you released 11 or 12 tracks. I can't remember exactly how many. It was around about that. But
yeah, it was 11, and then there was a remix, which it's an official remix, but it's not out yet. So it's like 11 releases, but one that kind of hasn't seen the light of day yet.
Yeah, and for you, is that the similar benchmark that you want to set yourself this year? Or do you think, particularly with the fact that you're going to be staying at home a bit longer, that actually you might be able to do more this year?
I think I'm still going to go for 12, because I think that's like manageable. I think doing more than that is a little bit like extreme. I think each song needs a little bit of breathing space. So one a month is ideal.
Tim and Sydney.
Before that, we were hearing from Josh Tissier, because he is the artist behind our BBC Music introducing track of the week, Whole New World, which we'll be hearing very soon.
Yeah, not just Josh on the track, though. He's collaborated with Helene, who's on the vocals, and Orion. But they are all over the world. They're spread far and wide, which kind of makes it difficult doing any sort of work, as we've all learned, really, during the past lockdown or lockdowns. So how did the collaboration between Helene, Orion come about when they all live in different parts of the world?
God, it's been in the making for such a long time, for over a year, in fact. I think it was like November 2019. I was just working on like an instrumental, and I'd like near enough finished the first draft. And then I reached out to the singer, Helene, to see if she'd be interested in working on it. This was like before I even knew her, so this was before Chasing Cars. So Chasing Cars came after we kind of had done this song. We'd come up with pretty much a finished song, and then I knew Roy from a long time ago. We did like an online masterclass together, like for music production, and he was one of the students in there. So I just reached out to him because we have a very similar taste in music, and I said, "What do you think of this? Like, would you be interested in working on it with me as well?"
Yeah, that's so cool. How do you keep a track of all the releases and when they're going to be coming out? I imagine that you, in your studio and at the bottom of the garden, it's almost like, you know, in the films where there's a timeline and there's a piece of string and then it overlaps with another piece of string and there's pieces of paper attached to it. I mean, how do you wrap your head around when you're going to release each song, especially when you're working on, I imagine, 2 or 3 different songs at the same time? That must be kind of difficult.
I actually use this like project management app. That's how I keep track of everything. So I've got like things like work in progress, finished, but I need to finalize the mix and master, and then like released, promoting, and then like finished. So I've kind of got these like Kanban of tracks, and I kind of have a rough idea of what's going where.
I feel like the timing of this track is I guess really good, because this is such a euphoric and uplifting tune, and it's about a whole new world, which I guess for you, particularly in Guernsey, it's, your world has kind of been flipped upside down totally, yeah. Even though this track was made, you know, around about a year ago.
It's funny actually how the lyrics are like perfectly timed, even though we were writing the lyrics for it back in January last year, maybe even December. So yeah, we didn't kind of think about it in that way.
It's funny how the world works like that, isn't it? But then Today is Thursday. Usually we ask you about where you got your pastries from as well, because you, as we all know on the show, you love Pastry Thursday. Bit of a tricky one when everywhere is closed. Have you had to adapt with your pastry taste when it comes to Pastry Thursday? Have you had to, like, are you going to maybe make your own or something, or are you just putting it on pause?
Well, I've still got to keep the tradition going. I've just I'm going to the co-op at the moment, but there wasn't much selection today. So I had a chocolate hazelnut croissant, which was good, but that was like the only thing available. Oh,
that sounds delicious. Yeah, obviously you've inspired other people to to go out on a Thursday and just buy loads of pastries then.
Do you know what's funny? There was a guy who follows me in America, I think from Arizona. He actually messaged me a few weeks ago saying that he started doing it as well.
No way.
It's pretty cool.
Your influence is far and wide, Josh, obviously, in your music and your pastry taste.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Josh Tissier, and this is the BBC introducing Track of the Week.